6년. 근데 손이 너무 크잖아. 심해. 못하네, 못하네. 아니, 그렇게 안 돼. 싸우지 마세요. 나 오늘 처음 해보는 거예요. 나 오늘 처음 진짜 처음. 아니, 아파. 희수야, 너도 그만 좀 해. 희수야. 미안.
Nostalgia. That inescapable bittersweet feeling that makes you long for better days. I mean, things were better, right? The air was clearer, the people kinder, the moments more heartfelt. That's what it was, right? Or do our hearts only ache reminiscing on moments that can only be viewed from rose-tinted glasses? Do we only yearn for these moments again because they aren't the truth? Do we only connect to false realities? Why are we looking for an escape? Whether it's our experiences from the past or finding things that help us forget about our realities in the present, why do we feel the need to enthrall ourselves into a different world? I remember upon viewing Ditto by Newjeans for the first time, I didn't feel sad. I didn't feel uplifted. I didn't have any deep or profound thoughts. I just felt empty. No other music video at the time had ever made me feel so brokenly apathetic. When the video finally concluded, I just sat in silence for 20 minutes. Then it hit me like a train. All the feelings and moments conveyed through the music video just came crashing down, and the nostalgic atmosphere was gutted by the overlooming sense of loneliness watching the music video made me feel. And then Cool With You came out, and it brought up a similar feeling in me. I feel incredibly nostalgic when I think back to Ditto. And not just nostalgic for a time I wasn't born to be a part of, that Newjeans portrayed, but I miss how I felt when the music video came out. I miss how I felt a year before that. And I know in a year, I'll miss the moments from now. Time will always move forward and there's nothing we can do to stop it. Our memories are constantly fading so we can make new ones. Everything changes and that's a hard pill to swallow. I think that's why so many fans use K-pop as an escape. No matter how many things change, K-pop for the most part stays the same. Your idols will always be there for you to come back to, and it's easy to immerse yourself into their world. But with that comes danger. How are you supposed to focus on your own life if you're constantly escaping to another? Ditto opens up with our main character, Heesoo. She lives vicariously through her 5 friends, hanni, haerin, hyein, minji, and Daniel, and she records them everywhere they go on her beat-up camcorder. Instead of making moments of her own, she follows these girls around everywhere. Throughout the music video, Heesoo keeps catching glimpses of a boy she likes, but chooses to avoid him and stick with the comfort of her friends. It is until the 11th hour the music video finally reveals that there are no friends. Newjeans aren't actually a part of Heesoo's life. Heesoo is just an incredibly lonely girl who uses Newjeans as a means of escapism to get through the isolation of her daily life. If this sounds too on the nose, that's because it is. The same plight Heesoo goes through is what happens to many fans of groups like Newjeans too. This is what makes Ditto so sadly and heart-wrenchingly relatable. Heesoo's aversion to her love interest opting to stick with Newjeans is a mirror to how lonely fans will continue to remain enthralled in their escapism instead of choosing to live in the real world. It's so easy to feel connected with groups like Newjeans. They're kind and inviting and create a whole new universe for you to put yourself in. I found 2 comments on the music video that pretty much convey exactly what I was talking about. As someone who uses K-pop as escapism, this makes me cry. I can't stop crying. I remember my school days as the worst period in my life, and K-pop was the only thing that got me through it when I was lonely and bullied. But there comes a point where you need real love instead of watching people be happy on a screen and satisfying yourself through that. This really made me cry. I'm about to start my last year of high school and I've hated every moment. I'm just an outsider. I do feel like I'm just here to document everyone's memories, imagining they're my own. This MV just hits too hard. The reality is, the comfort of Newjeans can only last for so long. Now that the cat's out of the bag, in Ditto Side B, we see how lonely Heesoo truly is. The music video juxtaposes shots of Heesoo's fantasy of having friends like Newjeans versus the reality of the empty hallways and lonely lunch tables. Escapism is like a drug. When you partake in it, you get this high of serotonin, everything feels good, and all your problems fade for just a moment. But they're only gone for a moment. Once the reality of your situation creeps in, all of your problems hit you 10 times harder as you had no chance to solve them because you spent so much of your time running away from them. It's only once Heesoo imagines herself walking away from Newjeans in the rain and commuting alone that she can finally let go of them and talk to the boy she likes. Once Heesoo lets her fantasies go, can she start living in reality? It's the same for fans. I mean, so many fans' lives just get overwhelmingly taken over by K-pop. They open TikTok, they open YouTube, and they just spend all their hours talking and thinking about K-pop. At some point, you forget that you've given so much of your life to this because this becomes your life. Cool With You stars Chung Hoyeon as the god of love, Cupid. Being a god, she can't interact with humans, nor can they see her. Like Heesoo, she's lonely and isolated. Cool With You Side A opens up with her following a woman and helping her find love in an elevator. But now, she's all alone. Sitting by herself outside of a cafe with a melancholy expression, surrounded by couples, but there's no one there for her. Like Pan Heesoo, Hoyeon lives through other people. I mean, what else is there to do? Heesoo feels invisible and Hoyeon is invisible. When you're that alone, all you can really do is find other things to escape to so you can feel that hole inside of your heart. And Newjeans captures this perfectly. It isn't until Hoyeon catches a glimpse of someone when she's in front of the painting of Eros and Psyche that she can finally wake to the feeling of love. If you didn't know, the story of Eros and Psyche is a Greek myth about love and jealousy. Psyche was one of the three sisters and was the most beautiful. Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty, was jealous of all the attention people paid to Psyche. So she summoned her son, Eros, and told him to put a spell on Psyche. However, Eros fell in love with Psyche himself and forgot to carry out his mother's orders. Once Hoyeon falls in love with the man in front of the painting, she obsessively stalks him, until she realizes watching him from afar isn't enough. She wants to be with him. She wants to touch him. She wants to feel him. She wants to be seen by him. For the first time in her life, she wants to be seen. So, Hoyeon then gives up the life she knew to become human. She steps outside and lets the rain completely soak her nude. A smile on her face emerges as she knows she'll finally be seen. She'll finally be human. In Cool With You Side B, we see Hoyeon finally get her wish as she starts dating the man. Living for herself has given her life newfound meaning and depth, and she looks happier than ever. Until another god appears, inferred to be the god of mischief, and makes the man fall in love with another woman, forgetting all about Hoyeon. With meeting the man, Hoyeon discovered the human emotion of love. By losing him, she discovers the human emotions of anguish and pain. The music video concludes and Hoyeon is cursed to live her lonely existence once more.
이 노래는 it's about you, baby. Only you.
So we've covered how Newjeans' stories and cinematography convey the feelings of nostalgia and loneliness, but how do they use music theory to further push this forward? Well, remember how earlier I described nostalgia as bittersweet? I feel the same thing applies to Newjeans' post-debut era songs. We have the bitter, the choppy and fast-paced percussions and thumping drums, and then we have the sweet, the melodic somber chords and melodies laid on top of that. Take Ditto for example. The song starts with a jazzy progression made up of all 7th chords. These chords, in conjunction with the harmonic synth pad playing them, starts the song off with a nostalgic and somber vibe. When we get to the first verse, sporadic UK garage drums are laced under the progression. If you don't know what UK garage is, it's a genre of electronic dance music from England that's derived from house and got popularized in the 1990s. UK garage being a retro genre made it perfect for Newjeans to venture into for their Y2K concept and nostalgia factor. When we get to the pre-chorus of Ditto, we get introduced to a Baltimore club bassline that gives the song a modern twist. The real game changer here is Newjeans' airy, sentimental vocals that sandwich the modern party elements just enough to make the whole track feel upbeat but profoundly sad at the same time. It really helps aid the story Ditto side A and B were trying to tell. ETA is extremely similar to Ditto in terms of structures they use to build their tracks. ETA starts off with a bouncy horn phrase and high energy drums sampled from the song Think About It by Lynn Collins. The song leads you to believe it'll just be another up-tempo pop song until the first verse hits you, with Rhodes playing 7th chords, yet again. The vocals on top of this are airy and wispy, which juxtaposed with the thumping horns can sound a bit off-putting on first listen, but meshes a lot better and gives the song more life on extended plays. Again, Newjeans are mixing retro elements like the drum and horn sample with modern elements like the chords and Baltimore bass section and the pre-chorus to make their music both nostalgic and timeless.
아니 우리는 뉴진스라니까?
So, fans are lonely and seek out parasocial relationships with idols to escape. Newjeans chose to tell these stories about this, or stories for people who relate to this. Isn't that exploitative? They are the ones who benefit from it at the end of the day. Well, yes, and no. No, yes, yes, no. Is HYBE making millions of dollars off of Newjeans' Y2K concept and music videos that deal with heavy concepts? Yes. But there's a whole team of creative directors and producers who are genuinely trying to tell a story, and you can see that through the sheer artistry through Newjeans' side A and side B music videos. If these were mere cash grabs that did not care about relating to people, it would be much more apparent, and they wouldn't connect nearly as well. What Newjeans does is tell stories. Stories so fundamental that anyone can connect to them and relate to them. There's so much BS and corruption surrounding HYBE and Minji, but don't let that take away from how beautiful these stories are. It's been 9 months and I still return back to Ditto. It used to make me feel empty and sad, but now it makes me feel hopeful. It makes me wish for better days. I still go to rewatch Cool With You with a part of me hoping the story would conclude in a different way, only for my heart to get ripped out of my chest when she ends up alone again. We need more universal concepts and stories like this in K-pop. We need more genuine stories, and Newjeans are one of the few groups that I see pushing this bar. So no, I wouldn't say Newjeans are exploiting our loneliness themselves. They're relating to it. As this video concludes and 13 minutes have passed since you've pressed play, I'd like to remind you again that time is ever flowing. It'll continue with us and it'll continue without. Find solace in the fact that time moves forward so you can create new memories and experiences. Time moves forward, but time is not linear. Where you are now is not where you will be in a week, a month, or even a year. If your life revolves around escapes now, that's okay. One day you will find new meaning in your life and something that grounds you in your own reality. And on that day, you'll have your own cardboard box of memories to look back on and smile knowing how far you've come. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Tegato, and I hope you have a wonderful day.